Hello, everyone. Welcome to Get a Clue Readathon Sprints this lovely Monday afternoon. I have Brittany here with me for Team Scarlet. Woohoo!
No.
For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, Get a Clue Readathon is a month-long readathon happening this November. It started 6 days ago, so it's still early days if you're interested in joining, but there will be a lot of catch up, just so you know. Whatever team you choose to join, we will be there to support you. But just know that we're on room 3. You would have to do rooms 1, 2, and then join us in 3 to do all of this. But again, we're here to support you in doing that. If you're here and you have no idea what Get a Clue Readathon is and you don't intend to join it, you just want to read, be productive, you're also welcome. That is perfectly fine. You're probably less stressed than anyone else. So honestly, maybe just help us with the positive vibes, make us feel good, and let us know that the world isn't ending, because it's kind of what it felt like for a lot of us last night when room 3 dropped.
Yeah.
So Brittany, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Let us know what you're reading and all of that good stuff.
Sure. My name's Brittany from the channel Brittany Loves Reading. I do, the bookish content. And I am a co-host for Team Scarlet over here on Get a Clue. And we are on room 3. I obviously can't tell you what room or prompt that is. That is top secret information. But I can tell you what book I'm reading. And that is a cozy mystery called Sticks and Scones. So that's what I'll be working on for a little bit. I'm hoping to get at least 50%. And then I think I'm going to switch to our unofficial Team Scarlet buddy read. We've made the Scarlet Veil because, Scarlet. And it's a 600-page book. So I need to get a little bit more done in this. So I'm going to get to 50% of this and then do a little bit of this.
Sounds good. It also, having the 2 books next to each other, you can very much see that the Scarlet Veil is humongous. It is like the monster bear of the 2.
So
yeah, like that is a thick book. You just reminded me that I don't even know. Did I say I'm Team Plum? Team Plum, that's me. So that's what's going on here. Let us know what team you're repping today, even if one of your team co-hosts isn't here. There's a lot of us, and it's a busy Monday, so totally understandable. For me, I'm also very fortunate that I'm in room 3, and I am reading, it's hard to see, In a Lonely Place. This is by Dorothy B. Hughes, and this is a classic hard-boiled detective novel. Mine is quite short, and that's what I need at the moment for the craziness of my life. So remember, large books are lovely, but it's also okay in some rounds if you just need a short one, because if you end up finishing it early, you can always do bonus prompts too. And as Brittany showed, she's doing a bit of a bonus prompt team reading event with the Scarlet Veil. So let's see who's here. We have Lauren. Hello. I will be attempting to get through some of the brothers Karamazov. Oh, good luck. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Hello, Tina. Tina is a part of Team Plum, as her hearts have shown. We've got Team Scarlet here for Brittany.
we're both reading Scones too. Like how fantastic.
I was about to say, I almost was wondering, as soon as I saw Scones, I was like, are you reading the same series? But no, cozy's just like their scones. What
right. I mean, can you go wrong with Scones?
Exactly. Honestly, with the weather kind of getting cold, it's warm where I am right now, but as the weather gets colder, it feels like it's cozy weather. Hello, Kelsea. Welcome. We've got a co-host from Team Peacock in the comments as well. Working from home today, so no reading has gotten done. That's okay. The day is still young. It makes sense that you would put adulting first. Brittany is repping the best team color. Yes.
So we can explain this on your sprints. This got announced about 2 to 3 weeks after Amazing Readathon wrapped. And I could have sworn I ordered the right color, but clearly my brain was still having a moment and just defaulted to blue because I was team blue for the Amazing Readathon. And my Clue shirt is the wrong color, but it's okay. It's very comfortable and it still has the Clue logo on it. So like, I'm still going to wear it. But yeah, Kelsea loves it because she thinks it's great because I clearly made an error in judgment.
It does look super cozy though, like comfy, like a nice,
But it is the wrong color.
My favorite aspect though was when you were like, Bonfire did something
I did.
wrong. Let me go check. And then the realization, we were like, it was me. I'm the problem. That's the worst.
I'm glad I checked my receipt before I messaged them.
Yeah.
As one should always do. You should at least like make sure it's not you in these kind of cases. You yell at a customer service representative. I'm like, no, this is wrong. Because I opened it up and I was like, why is it blue? Because I'm stupid and ordered it.
You're still on Team Blue in your mind. The Amazing Readathon never ends, is what we're learning here. It haunts us. Hello, Nina. Welcome. What are you reading today? We have Tina saying, the world is not ending. Okay, that's good. Yes, exactly. The world is not ending. The other day, I was talking to my mom about dropping out of Get a Clue because I was very stressed out. Oh, I'm glad you didn't. Like, just remember, if you're feeling overwhelmed, that's what the teams are for. I know teams are for competition, but they're also for like camaraderie, support. Like, let us help each other out. And then, yeah, continue. What were you going to say, Brittany?
Well, and I think we were kind of talking about this, is everyone reads at their own pace. So there's going to be times where people have time to get a bonus book in, and sometimes where it's like, I'm a room behind, and that's okay. It all kind of shakes out in the wash. Like every team has people who are all over the place as well. So you're still helping overall points, and it's for fun. Like, yes, we want to win, obviously, but like, it's all for fun.
Yes, we want to crush the other teams into the earth, but also let's have fun. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're feeling too stressed out, maybe just take a step back. Remember that this is just to encourage us to read more, encourage us to experience more kind of challenges in reading for the fun of it, for sure. But she was like, it's just reading. Take your time. Exactly. What's the worst that can happen? You don't win a round, but you give points to your team to win the real game. Yeah. Like honestly, for Team Plum, for instance, neither Bree nor I will show up your door and give you a verbal lashing for being, you know what I mean? Like nothing happened.
You just start flying around the country.
Like, no, open up. Plum in the house. Like it's just don't worry. Yeah, it's fine. Hello, Christina. How are you? Hope everyone is well. I have about 1.5 hours left of my room 3. Oh my gosh, good for you. Book 4, Team Scarlet. Very nice. Magical Blend, Kennedy Lane. Nudged the like button. Thank you so much, Christina. I love how creative you are in different ways of you with consent touching the like button. So starting room 3, lovely for Team Scarlet.
I love all the Team Scarlet here today.
I know, and you're all reading very interesting books. Legends and Lattes, another like lovely choice. I haven't read that, but I really want to. So that's good to know that there's a prompt out there that fits. So that is lovely. Hello, Alicia. How are you? Finishing Astrid Parker doesn't fail. Oh, for room 3, Astrid Parker doesn't fail. I've never heard of that. Only have 30 pages left. Not
this
sure.
This is on my TBR, so like you, I'm glad this works for something.
Yes, thanks Team Green for letting us know that in the future this should work out. With that said, it could have been a prompt we already did, and we just had no idea that it fit, and we accept that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate element. That's the fun of it, of not knowing what's come before us, what's come after, and whether this would have fit before or not. Hello, Ro. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I was a little stressed too, but I just switched books to do one that would go quicker. Cozies for the win. Yeah. Very smart. Yeah, and certain genres, if that's your comfort, is that if that's one you're going to devour quickly, like go for that. And it's a nice break too. You can always kind of do the heavier reads later on in the month if you're feeling confident, but don't like freak out now and like read really heavy reads right at the beginning of the month. It's a long month. It's a very long month.
Well, I know even on Team Scarlet switched to a graphic novel for their room 2 book because they just wanted to get caught up. And that's a great way to do that. Like it's not necessarily a huge amount of points, but it gets you caught up really quickly and ready to move on.
Yeah, exactly. And every point counts, even if you like the room's closed, it's cumulative. So don't worry about, So also don't feel like you've got to start room off like room 1 off with like a 600 pager because it's like, well, no, have it just catch up first so we can all kind of have fun together. So just off work, Team Scarlet again, working on The House Witch. Sometimes being a fantasy reader is inconvenient when 465 pages is short. Yes, exactly. Like, it just, some genres tend to be longer than others. That is totally par for the course. I am on room 3, but I won't be mentioning out of the private chat what I'm reading for it. Okay. Ooh, got some strategy going on, which is also like totally fine. Yeah, especially because there is a chance, of course, where if you're among a team and you throw out all these different titles, there's a higher chance of someone guessing what the prompt is, but it all depends. There's also a million prompts that could exist, so who knows? Hello, Jill. Still figuring out my room 3 book for Team Peacock. Well, we wish you luck. We can't help you as far as prompt goes, but if I know, so it's like, well, you're on your own, honey. No, if you want, you can choose. Like, if you're in between a few books and you just want like some people's thoughts on, like, if they all fit, and you're just like, oh, did anyone read this and they like it? You can still give us a bunch of titles in the comments if you feel comfortable. Unless you're worried it's going to give a prompt away, then yeah, don't feel like you need to do that. Totally doing short books right now too. Yep. Been sick since last week. I'm so sorry. Finally feeling a little bit better today, but still, yeah, no, it's a process. Even if you're back to doing normal things, your body isn't 100% for a while. Yeah, so understand. I mean, at least you have yours. Yeah, I know. Meanwhile, Kelsey's doesn't even exist. Is this like a whole joke by the postal system?
I think someone at the border stole it. They were like, this looks like a fun readathon. The shirt's great. I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah, maybe someone from a different team who works for the postal system. Yeah, they're like, oh, we're not letting you get this. Keep holding it hostage. I am currently reading This Magic Moment by Nora Roberts. I also need to start deep cleaning my room. Yeah, because I know Tina's also doing Nora November, and so she's juggling a few reads at the moment. Hello, Josh. Welcome. How are you? What are you reading? I hope it gets here because when I opened a case on it, it said it would take 3 weeks to ship if they resent it. That is so frustrating, especially because, yeah, by that point, it's like, well, now it's over. And also, would it take 3 weeks for this whole thing to get fixed anyway? Because it's been a long time. It's already been.
Probably end up with 2.
Yeah, 2 of them delayed. And it's like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I'm reading literary fiction, Brother and Sister Enter the Forest by Richard Mirabella. A strained brother and sister relationship. The brother is gay and has had a rough childhood.
Interesting.
And a recovery addict. The healing of trauma, confronting feeling between the two. The older sister left him when she went to college, a 3-year gap between them. The cover is so pretty. Oh, well, that's nice. I was going to say, it's really hard hitting, but it has a gorgeous cover.
Which we love.
Yes. Honestly, also Ro, he read, is it called Summer Suns? That came for me on Libby recently. And so I borrowed it, and we'll see if it fits a prompt. But I'm very excited about it because it's a bit Southern Gothic vibes. And yeah. So per usual, Ro is coming in with the most interesting read. So I can finally say, hey, I'm going to jump on one of those finally. So don't feel discouraged, Tina. Lots of the hosts were behind at the start, and even some still now. Yeah, exactly. So it's like we're all working together, especially because we're reading for fun. So that means we all have jobs. We all have adult responsibilities. Some of us have kids. Some of us have other family members and friends and lives outside of reading. I know. What is the concept? Like, can you imagine?
How dare we?
Yeah, like how dare we be well-rounded humans? Like, what a concept. So yeah, like, especially with the hosts, a lot of us have very openly mentioned, and I think it's good for us to mention this, that like a lot of times we are behind, and that's okay too. Fortunately, there wasn't a requirement to become a host being like, you must be on top of things, because I wouldn't have been a host. There would have been no way.
I can't promise that.
Yeah, exactly. That is too much to promise. So yeah, no worries there. I need to take that advice. I've been picking longer books. Yeah, I was gonna say, Kelsey, meanwhile, you're like out showing all of us with all of these chunky books.
I mean, that first room book Kelsey did was huge.
Yeah, like there was like when we'd come back from a sprint and she'd be like, oh, I got through like 6%. We'd be like, good job. That's a lot. Like, for her book, that's a lot. Oh my gosh. Do I have to finish room 1 before moving to a different room? Yes. And also, Team Purple represent. Woohoo, Jen. Yeah, so you definitely have to finish room 1, and then you move on to room 2, and then you move on to room 3. And also, if you're behind, don't worry about bonus books. Don't do that. Just focus on the room prompts, and then if you're feeling like you've got enough time, then you can move on to bonus books after you finished your room prompt. So yeah. Hello, how are you, Drew? What are you reading? Thanks for being here. Hello, Michaela. Using my reread of Percy Jackson, I'm on book 3 for my room 3 prompt. Lovely. We love to see rereads. There's also, apparently, there's Readathon happening in December. So if people in the comments are interested in rereading, maybe they want to get into it, maybe they love doing it, but they never have a good reason to do it. There's an entire readathon in December happening. I just saw that. So
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yes, go Team Scarlet. For the time being, we're allies. I support this. I will also be happy to see the Team
For
Scarlet.
today, we will lay down our weapons and
exactly. Not as if we have Ice Planet Barbarian sprints happening, but anyways, we're going to be joining forces again in the future.
So quickly.
I know, seriously. At least those will be fast and fun. You are both an instant mood booster. Oh, thanks, Josh. You're reading Deliverance by James Dickey. Awesome. I hope that you're finding it really thought-provoking. I feel like that would be. What's your favorite young adult novel? That's a good question. Do you have an immediate answer, Brittany?
You know what? I don't think I could say a favorite of all time because that would be just too difficult. But I will tell you that my favorite of last month was a young adult novel. So why don't we just go with that? And that was Sadie by Courtney Summers.
Ooh, nice. You know what? I'll go in the same vein, and I'll mention the most recent YA that I read that also got 5 stars from me. And it was totally out of the blue. It was a rom-com, like contemporary novel. I didn't know what I was getting into. And it was for this readathon, Don't Hate the Player by Alexis Ned. It literally was so sweet. It was super cute, very like nerdy and like hilarious and just, I don't know, very progressive. BIPOC author, BIPOC main character as one of the romantic protagonists. It was chef's kiss. I typically, if I'm going to read YA though, I lean into more like fantasy. So this was just super surprise for me. It was great.
That's always exciting though.
Yeah, and also if people want to in the comments, like provide Drew with even more options, like if you want to rep your favorite YA novel, please do. Hello, Bronwyn, how are you? We've got another Team Scarlet. We've got Carly in the comments. Hello, reading Crossed Skis by Carol Carnac. Yes, it's a Golden Age British mystery. I'm so glad you're really loving it. It's one that I've wanted to read for a while and I haven't. But yes, Team Plum, woohoo! Very, very fun. Summer Suns. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll find it really interesting. Hello, everyone. Team Professor Plum. Woohoo! Hi, Mia. Currently reading Princess Ever After. Oh, well, that sounds like potentially either a light read or like a dark read. I don't know. You never really know. Yeah. It's either like, oh, like this is lovely, or maybe it's an ironic title. Also during sprints, I need to look at some politicians because tomorrow I'll be voting for the first time. Yes, being an active citizen. Congratulations. Yes. This is lovely. Yeah, and you're being smart by like looking up what you might be voting for, what issues are important to you. We love to see it. I probably should have done some research before the day, but that's okay. It's all right. You're doing it now. And that's what matters.
I think you're doing. Most people don't even do that, to be honest. Lots of people don't even vote, which is crazy to me. Like we work so hard to get that and then you don't use it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, just take the time, educate ourselves, and vote, because the other option would be we wouldn't be able to vote, and it's like some people can't, so this is great.
Yes,
I very much agree. Yes, the Readathon looks cool. It does. Yeah, it looks really fun. I might participate in it like partially during the month of December. Hello, everyone. Team Professor Plum. Woohoo! About to start Princess Ever After, which is a graphic. And it's a graphic novel.
Okay.
This is new information. Very exciting. Okay, I'm really intrigued by that. Lee Mandello, 2024, is a horror monster romance. The main character works at a smutty DVD rental store in Appalachia, and he's trans. Oh my gosh, this is a roller coaster. I am intrigued on every level. It also seems very funny, the idea that it's a smutty
Yes. I love
DVD.
that it's a DVD rental.
I know. I was like, that kind of sets us in a certain time, or at
Yeah,
least.
we're very like 90s, 80s, 90s.
For sure.
Oh, DVD would be the 2000s.
Well, like, oh my gosh, I know. Isn't it crazy to think that like for us, it's almost more we're thinking VHS, but DVDs are in that same sense now too, where they're a bit viewed as old fashioned. That's crazy. I'll be listening to my book, Fake It Till You Bake It. Ooh, more baking.
I want to read this.
Yeah, putting away clean laundry in the first sprint. Lovely. That sounds really fun. All these people with different like kind of cozy, very fall food related stuff is honestly right up my alley. The only young adult novel I read was The Maze Runner. Oh my goodness! And Drew, we need to get you some more recommendations. What age grades are YA versus middle grades? Those are still newer vocabulary words for me. Yeah, that's a good question, Jen. Typically, from what I've heard too, it's usually based on the age of the protagonist and, of course, like the issues that they're going through, depending on what kind of conflicts. Usually, middle grade doesn't go much further than like 13. I have seen some 14-year-olds, but usually 14 as a protagonist is where YA young adult starts. With that said, I know that a lot of the publishing industry says that reader or like writers and their protagonists, usually the age is targeted for those who are reading for like maybe 2 years older than them. So, for instance, like a 14-year-old will probably be more interested in reading a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old protagonist, and like vice versa, where like middle grade, that's why they usually kind of have it like 12 years old because they're thinking 10 and 11 year olds will be reading it. That's what the publishing industry says, but it's all uncertain, especially because we see child protagonists, teen protagonists in adult novels, depending on the conflict, depending on what's happening. So yeah, and then of course there's also new adult, which is not as used.
Well, it's a newer genre, really, or not genre, age range.
Yeah.
That we're starting to talk about, which is, but I think YA spans too many age ranges, so we do need some more subsects in YA because it's just like you have to think. You're thinking 13 to about 20, 21. That's a really different what you want a 13-year-old to be reading over a 20-year-old.
Yeah. And usually it is the idea of like it's based off of the minimum. So yeah, adults, of course, we read YA, adults read middle grade, but like the content is supposed to match like the youngest person at that level. So that means like a YA, it should be okay for a 13 or a 14-year-old to read it technically, and they should be able to comprehend what's happening and above, right? Or like with middle grade, again, 9, 10 and above should be able to comprehend what's happening. And so, yeah, it's all marketing and weird, and we do our best. But I think new adult, if we use it more often in the appropriate way, it can be very helpful for us as we navigate.
Absolutely.
Wonders of the Invisible World by Christopher Barzak remains a favorite YA. I read it back in 2017. It's magical realism, rural setting, and Baltic folklore. That is interesting. I love folklore, especially when it's from certain regions of the world that I don't typically, expect or I'm familiar with. That is really cool. Oh, also,
hi,
we have a Neva. Woohoo! Team Mrs. White. Welcome, welcome. How are you? What are you reading? What are you doing?
You can have one, Ori, and then no more. Okay. Sorry, Ori got home from school. I may have overslept. She's home safe, okay? Don't worry. But someone had to call me and be like, Ari is at the front door. And I was like, oh, okay. I am listening to something, Fireborn. In a moment. Go upstairs. I'll be there in a moment. And diamond painting. For anyone who might have been on Brooklyn Sprints this morning, last night, whatever it was for you. I don't know about this diamond painting, y'all, because this girl's face looks
you're
like
saying that this morning, yeah.
Oh no, is it?
Is there skin in the like original photo? Okay, it's brown skin. The diamond painting is making it look very sunburnt.
Oh no.
Like,
Okay, that's not great.
I
No.
only have about like this much, like, of her forehead done,
Mhm.
right? You can distinctly see like where her eyebrows are. We have like a lot of her hair done, so it's like purple and blue, which is coming out great. But I even asked Mr. Reading with Neva because I was like, maybe I'm just like overreacting. And I was
Mhm.
like, does this look orange to you? And he's like, yeah, it's looking a bit red. So I can't find a post review for this kit anywhere. Like, I've found post reviews for other kits by this artist.
Mhm.
Um, so I mean, it's gonna get done because I bought it,
Right.
Mhm.
but it might get done and then like hidden in the
Mhm.
closet, you know?
Yeah. No, that's and it could even be a question of, yeah, there's not many reviews because people have been really unhappy with it, haven't even gone with it, maybe returned it or other things. Because yeah, that is not that's not ideal. That really sucks.
And I know that there are not good browns for
Mhm.
skin, like in the DMC.
Mhm.
Um, but like these two colors make up most of her face.
Those are orange and red.
Yeah, that's not
Like,
that's not a skin color.
like most of what I'm looking at are these two colors, and so I'm
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this. If no one ever sees a photo of this kit, it's because her
There's a
skin is
reason.
orange.
Yeah, we are prepared. We're
You will
mentally
know
prepared
why.
to never see it.
And I have another kit by this artist in my closet, and the girl
Mhm.
in that kit is also brown.
Oh.
Oh.
Because I bought these based off the artwork, not based off the size. Which don't do
Right.
that, okay? Because then you end up with. At least I didn't like buy like a 6-foot Randall Spangler by accident or something.
Mhm.
That would have been my luck. um, but yeah, I mean, everything else about the kit, I like it because everything else is turning out the way it's supposed to. But it's all butterflies and like purple and blue hair. So like, I don't know how you would mess that up.
Yeah, you almost want to like you'll probably want to even look at the distributor or the person who's created because like the artist has clearly
Mhm.
provided the color palette and that means it's not translating properly. So it's almost like whoever
Sure.
they're working with
Yeah.
is maybe the what you're going to want to avoid because they're not producing it appropriately. So that's
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know how it works exactly. Like, I don't know if like since Diamond Art Club does the rendering, if
mhm.
they pick the colors that are used. But like this is a light. I mean, it's licensed artwork, so they have a
Mhm.
ton of artwork, and a majority of it has like black girls in it
Mhm. Mhm.
with
Mhm.
melanated skin. So I'm just like mm. Which now I'm wondering because this kit is still on the website.
Yeah.
The other kit that I have though was like archived. I bought it and then a week later it was gone because I went to go try to find like a photo of it so I could take a
Mhm.
screenshot. It doesn't even show up like it shows up that I bought it in my in my receipt. Like it shows,
Mhm.
but
Right.
when I click on it, it doesn't bring me anywhere. Like it
Mhm.
brings me to like a broken link.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if maybe they had issues with the coloring in her face in that one
Good.
because it seems that the newest one that just came out in like maybe September, but like for me it was like September or October. It was too late for me to buy it because it's very
Mhm.
summery.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm not buying this in the fall. It seems like her coloring came out very well. So I don't know if maybe these just happen to be the two kits that I bought that are like the oldest rendering.
Mhm.
Right. If the
Yeah.
other one's not opened, can you send it back?
Probably. If I say like if I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering
Mhm.
about
Mhm.
this. I don't know. I don't remember if I started that one or not. I'll have to check. I mean, the worst thing that happens is I do both of these. They both come out orange, and then I'm
hide
like,
them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
then I'm like, yes, these are 2 paintings I completed that you'll never see. Thank
Right.
you so much.
Yeah.
Or I
It's,
just
it's
take
about the doing, not the showing. You're like, I did this.
Or I take
Right.
pictures of
and
the
then we're done.
Thank you. Go of the parts of the painting that I like
Mhm.
the butterflies in this one.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yay, Monday. always the positives, you know?
But I'm just to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna. He's at work. Oh, because he called my phone. Okay, well, he will be home probably before you go to bed. It's okay. It's okay. I will make sure he comes in and gives you a hug when he gets home from work. Okay? Go lay down. I'll be there in a moment. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
The reading with the Neva
Lord,
household is just, you're doing your best today.
I'm about to turn 32 on Wednesday, and I'm just like, these are the best years of our lives. So,
Yep. Yahoo! Yeah, well, this is why we're chilling with some reading and also
Yes.
we can vent a little bit. That's the point of this. So we're at 30 minutes for chatting, which of course just goes by so quickly. So let me get through the rest of the comments and then we'll get into a sprint so we all can kind of settle ourselves, get some productivity done before we probably go off the rails and chat a little bit longer.
Sounds good.
Yahoo! Just popping in. Hi, Zach. For a little while, my favorite YA is The Shadow of the Fox by Julia Kagawa. Very cool. I love the title of it. Hello, how are you, Julie? I hear The Fault in Our Stars was book was great. Yeah, of course, a lot of people are really devoted to that, and the author. That author has a huge following. So glad y'all are doing sprints today. I had to cancel my sprints for today. Goodbye. Just wanted to feeling up to it. Yeah, that's really fine. Not feeling up to it. Sometimes that's how I feel too, where I'm like, I planned this, and now I don't really know if I'm going to be helping people sprint or if it's actually let's just take a day off, take a nap. That Lee Mandello sounds so interesting. Immediately going on my TBR. Yes, I have interested in picking up Summer Sons as well. Yeah. 13 Reasons Why being classed as YA, at least in the UK, is baffling to me. Honestly, that's a good point, especially because it does involve a lot of teens. But the question is just because it has teen characters, is it teen content? What'd you say?
I think this is just my opinion. So y'all can not agree. That's okay. I feel like with 13 Reasons Why as a book, you could translate it into the show also, because I know this Selena Gomez is because she was like producer thing. I think she was the one that helped like create. I mean, she was a big part of it, so I think she helped create the show version. Her intention was for older teenagers and parents to watch it together and have an open discussion.
Yeah.
And I think that was also the author's intention. Now, I read it as a teenager by myself and felt seen, which I don't know what that says about me.
No, but it shows representation is important in a variety of ways. Yeah.
I think sometimes when things like that are marketed as YA, they're marketed that way as a way of opening discussions that are harder to have.
Yes.
But sometimes they're not used that way. So the intent is, well, this is about something that teenagers deal with that parents should also talk to their teenagers about. But then sometimes teenagers get their hands on it first, and then there's no actual discussion had. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a full adult when the show came out. I was pregnant with Ari when the show came out, and I still made my biological dad watch it with me because it's triggering. And he was like, "Do I have to?" And I was like, yeah.
Yes.
Because I want to watch this, but also like I am gonna cry. So thank you so much for walking my 26-year-old self through this show. But I think sometimes things are marketed as teen books when they're not. I can't think of what book it was. The Way I Used to Be, I think maybe. I read that book a couple years ago, and it's marketed as YA. And I feel like the only reason that one was marketed as YA was because our main character was like 16. But the content of it, absolutely not. Like, it was hard for me to read.
Yeah, it all depends too on like the themes, how it's discussed too. There's a certain level of expectation of can it be comprehended, how complex is it, and also a lot of times it is like decided by the bookstores. The author doesn't often get a choice about where their books get placed. The libraries, the library where I work right now, we place certain books in certain sections that don't match up with other libraries in our system because it's kind of other people. Like there's not a lot of decisions going on as far as like an entire umbrella where they're like, oh no, like compared to like movies, for instance, we don't have that sanctioned compared to other types of media, which is interesting. Christina's library YA section caters to 11 to 17-year-olds. Adults can still go down there, but it is geared toward middle and early high school. Yeah, okay. Middle grade until 13. So that would be where the Susan Cooper books in The Dark is Rising begins. It's a favorite reread. Yeah, I would say 13, about 13, 14 is where teens typically, teen books tend to be. Yes, Neva, Rose says. And then we also see Breeze here. Hello, my fellow co-host of the Plum team. Iron Flame is out tomorrow. Yes, so those of you who are very excited about it, who read Fourth Wing, are gearing for book 2. Ro has us prepared. Ro is telling us that these books are out tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm sure most people will be reading it tomorrow or over the next week.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people are like, I hope it fits my prompt. And I'm like, well, I hope so too, for your sake. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, exactly. Especially because I don't own it. I borrowed Fourth Wing. So at some point in this month, I might listen to it. We'll see if I feel like it and if it fits a prompt. So thanks for the advice on YA and middle grade. I have heard of new adult before. Yeah. Book series I would like to read, the James Bond books and the Bourne series. Oh yeah, so definitely like espionage-esque, the classics. Hello, Selena, how are you? What are you reading? Oh no, maybe it will be okay once it's all done. You know what? If it's not for Neva's diamond painting, she already mentioned, it's okay. She'll just put it away.
Okay, Nap. Thank you, ma'am. Love you so much. I'll be up in a moment. Oh, Lord have mercy. It is a riot in here. Okay, I don't have any brown drills to substitute. But this makes me want to go buy some.
Yep.
Like, this makes me want, because there are places that you can buy just the drills. You can also buy like special drills, that are ABs or whatever. And this truly makes me want to just have some on hand in case this were to happen again, because you can definitely substitute whatever you need to. I've seen a lot of people where instead of leaving like the DMC number on, they just cut everything off except for there's like a symbol right here. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's like a symbol right here. They just leave the symbol on and then kind of like use a blank label to write in the actual DMC that they're using. Yeah, so I may do that for future endeavors because there are a few more artworks that I want from this artist, but this girl's face is just so orange that
yeah,
it really looks like the part of her face that I've done looks like my face after I spent one whole year in Daytona Beach and didn't think about the fact that I should wear sunscreen. That's
not what you want.
No,
So
this is not a promotional message for sunscreen, which is bad, among other things.
I will research some places
This is
where I
not
can
good.
buy just the diamonds.
Yeah.
And just
yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
some brown, some shades that look like skin to me on it.
Yeah, smart. Yeah. Hello, Riley. How are you? Also, we have Ames just joining, finishing up reading Alice in Borderland, Volume 6, and of course, repping Plum. I love seeing the purple hearts. Bree says happy early birthday to Neva.
Oh,
Yes,
thanks.
happy early birthday.
I'll be with you on sprints on my birthday. Bree has sprints on my birthday, and I'm not doing birthday sprints this year. I was very overwhelmed last year. I don't know if Brittany remembers, but I was.
I do.
got done.
I strategically got Krystal to host my birthday sprints because I didn't want to host my own.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh no," because Mr. Neva was like, "Are you doing sprints on your birthday?" And I was like, "No," and he's like, "Maybe you should." And then I went to the spreadsheet because people had already put sprints in, and I was like, I'll be on sprints on my birthday, but I'll be with Bree." And he was like, "You're not gonna ask her to move them?" And I was like, "No,
Blessing in disguise.
Right?
Honestly, yeah, that makes sense.
I'll be good." I was like, "I'll just hang out, diamond paint, film an unboxing," because Ari got me a birthday present for the first time this year.
Aww.
I could cry. She got Mr. when he went to bring her to the store.
So cute.
Big girl. Yeah.
But Daddy said that we only had to do one.
Yes, you only had to get me one. You really didn't have to get me any.
Mommy, I wanted to get you more.
It's okay.
Than one.
It's okay. That's what Christmas is for, is more than one. No, so you get Daddy to take you back to the store and you say, "Let's get Mommy some Christmas presents." Usually Christmas you get more than one. For your birthday, you usually just get one present from each person. Unless you're you and you're 6, and then it's a little different. But the older you get, usually you just get one gift for your birthday.
Guess what?
True.
Then Bronwyn says, I think sometimes books that are YA and adults are concerned about the content is more a tell of how uncomfortable and in denial adults are with what teens go through. Yeah, because oftentimes it's not the teens. It's not like, who want books not to be on shelves or to have access to it. It's the adults. And it is a question. Sometimes there's valid reasons, and sometimes there's a question of, is it the adults internalizing things? Hello, Kiana. How are you? Welcome. Busy working. That's okay. We all have to adult sometimes. Neva, maybe it will look better as you get further down. Sometimes the color looks different. I think it's quite obvious, though, that it's very orange. So, I'm hoping
that somehow it all blends.
It all comes together magically.
And I even said to Brooklyn, I didn't hold it up or anything because I'm so scared for people to see this and be like, "Oh no, girl, that is orange." I thought about taking a picture and sending it to Brittany and being does it look orange to you?
Bees. Even just you put it to the screen. I was like, that's
very obvious. You just holding up the diamonds that those are red and orange.
Yeah, because I'll see if I can. I don't know. This is
it's very obvious.
Big canvas. Hold on, I'm gonna.
And I haven't even seen it, but just holding up the drills, it is very obvious. Those are orange and red. I don't know if it's gonna.
Oh no. Yeah, that's
orange, right?
Oh dear.
Yeah, that looks. No, that's
orange.
That's like mango-y. You know what I mean? Like the blending of the.
All of this. It's so pretty. It has ABs all in it.
Yeah, the hair is beautiful.
And the hair
really
is
pretty.
And then the butterflies have ABs in them. So that part has turned out really nice. It's just her skin that I'm like, this is not brown.
Yeah, that is, and it'd be different if it was marketed with the skin tone and everything else. You're like, okay, I bought someone with, but it's like you obviously had it's marketed for a certain presentation.
She's clearly supposed to be brown, sun-kissed, but brown. Because a lot of the color that's in this, I would expect to be it just in her cheeks a little bit, even in her forehead a little bit, because there are those tones to her forehead, her cheeks and her
That's
nose.
orange.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't feel like this color is going to balance out in the bottom half of her face.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what it looks like done, but I don't see how.
Yeah. Like we're willing to see what happens, but at the moment that's our
You
view.
I don't see it, but like
Um,
maybe it'll come together. I don't see how though, you know?
yeah. And some people in the comments seem to say definitely looks like she got sunburned, which I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, and Mr.
yeah.
even was like, oof. He's like, is she supposed to look like that? And I was like, I don't think that was
It was
like
the intention. That was not the author's or the artist's intention.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I think.
we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, well. On that note, we will end with, before we go into a sprint, with saying good morning to Nicole. Good morning, Nicole. I hope you had a lovely sleep. I know you guys had a bit of a chaos yesterday, but we're here now. We're ready to sprint. Let's figure this out, because I played around. And I think I'm going to have us be over here. Yeah, I'll probably change my face because I did something weird with my eyeballs, I think.
I need to know how people are doing this. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. I just have to work out our faces a little bit. But I'll actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because we had a long chatty bit, was totally fine. For those of us who really need to get some reading done, I'm going to give us 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we can kind of reconvene and feel that we've been really productive. So I will see everybody in an hour. Happy reading. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to those who've been here, and welcome anew to Rainy. Woohoo! Our host, our leader of all.
Yes.
How about we go around, say how we did, also in the comments, let us know how you did, and then maybe Rainy can let us know what she's reading, who she's reading for, and all that jazz. But Brittany, please start us off.
I don't know where I was when we started, but I got to page 131. So
Yay! Are you enjoying it so far?
I'm middle on it. It's
Okay.
fine. It's not like my favorite cozy mystery I've ever read.
Oh, the one with the okay.
Yeah, the sticks and scones. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? That's all right. As long as you're not hating it, then it's
No,
not as
I'm not
difficult
hating
to
it.
get through.
It's probably like a 3-star at this point, and I don't see it changing one way or the other. But it's still, I still have like just over half the book left. So
Yeah.
Sounds good. And Rainy, what are you reading today?
I'm not reading my book 3 book that I should be. I did finish book 2 finally. Because I also am trying to read books for the Goodreads awards, but I have less romances to read. / also I'm making a video around it. So I'm trying to do that. And plus I had to read this book because the audiobook goes away in 2 days. And there's like a 10-week wait line, and it's for luck theoretically. So I'm reading this, and then I'm also going to hopefully start my book 3 book at some point. But I have to finish this ASAP.
Sounds good. Well, I wish you luck. It just goes to show, even our queen of Get a Clue is juggling a million things. So everyone else, don't worry if you're freaking out and trying to like figure out what you're doing. For me, I ended up actually going off. I disappeared for a little while. You didn't notice, but I had to go run an errand. And so because I'm doing a bit of walking every day, rather than taking my car, I walked there, which I'm very proud. It's not that far away. It's about a half mile. And then I walked back, and then I was able to do a little bit of reading. And I'm still on the first chapter of In a Lonely Place. And I will say, I think I thought I knew what I was expecting, but it started off in the first chapter. Our main character, the person I'm following, pretty much he was just stalking a random woman for fun. And I was like, what is happening? And now I'm wondering if it's one of those books where you're meant to feel uncomfortable and like feel like you're not okay with the main character. And it's also written by a woman. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some type of like narrative commentary about her writing this man who's like okay with making people feel a bit uncomfortable. Like there was this kind of crazy traffic and suddenly he couldn't, come up on her, and he was like, oh, the fun's over. And it's like, so I don't know. I'm very interested to see how like purposely creepy he's meant to be. Neva, how did you end up doing?
I laid down with Ari because she needed to take a nap and she wasn't going to lay down by herself. In doing so, I researched to see. I keep forgetting that I'm in the Diamond Art Club, like VIP group or whatever, which you can join once you. I think you have to get like the QR code or something from the kit. Like you have to buy a kit to be in there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was like, let me go see if they have anybody that's finished this, because no one's done like a YouTube post review. Our girl is just meant to be orange, clearly. Because the few pictures that I could find of this being done, she is. I mean, it kind of comes together, but she's definitely not brown, you know?
Yeah.
So I looked up the other kit that I have, which I forgot to check, but I'll check in the next sprint or something to see what DMC colors they use for the other kit, because her skin is brown.
It'll be interesting to see if it's the same DMC in the other kit or if it's which one was older.
So I'm not sure which one is actually older, but it's the other one, not the one I'm working on right now, but the other one that is retired, like it's been archived, which they do that sometimes, like if it's not selling or if they can't get the rights back for that specific artwork or whatever.
Right.
But that one, however they did the rendering, she comes out looking brown. So I don't know if it's like, I'm gonna compare the DMC colors, because if it's the same DMC color,
Yeah, that would be my first question.
the only thing that I'm gonna be able to go on is like the colors in the background make her look more brown.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully it ends up being pleasantly surprised and it ends up being good. Yeah, Bree said your reading room is so cute. Thanks. Yeah, if we want to like take a look at it for a brief second. I was very proud of it. I took the time to make it very, not that one. I took the time to make it a little bit spooky or like kind of scary. Like there's like the footprints, maybe a crime happened. There's a handprint on the wall.
Like the case file on the floor.
Yes. So if I move Bree's comment, yeah, you can see the little case file, maybe some photos. I tried to like make it a bit like a crime scene, like something happened here, but also make it purple because Team Plum. So, returning us to where we are meant to be. One graphic novel I've read is Wolverine, Old Man Logan. Sounds good. Yeah, like graphic novel recommendations are great. 44% in my book, Clothes Put Away. Lovely. We love to see it. Cooked supper. Got no reading done this time, but should next sprint. Very nice. Yeah, this was a good productivity sprint, I think, for an hour. Read 20% and then finished season 2, episode 3 of Ted Lasso. Nice. Palette cleanser. I've read a chapter of each of my books and I'm working on my crochet project. Very nice. It's kind of fun to do like a bit of a round robin with the various books that you're reading. Hi, read to 9%. Awesome, Kelsey. I have to jump off to go grocery shopping. Have a great time sprinting. Thanks.
You better be loving this book, Kelsey.
And that's a threat.
He's reading Serpent in the Wings of Night.
Oh, okay.
I didn't read a ton, but I wrote a book review and took a few Bookstagram photos. Yes, that is productivity. I need to get better about like posting to my Instagram and reviewing books again. I've gotten really bad about it.
I have totally not done that in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Brittany's posting some cool reels though.
Oh yeah, such cool rule. Oh my gosh, I tried to share it. I think my phone's working on the sharing process, but I'll be sharing it on my story.
I find Instagram lately has been taking forever to upload to stories, like anything more than just like a still picture. It's taking a minute. It's having a moment.
Weird. Like they're trying to make it show you, like even if you close the app, it's like, oh, working on it. But I'm like, I feel like it's still going slowly. Yeah. Very weird. Whatever. Joined in at the end of the sprint. Welcome, Chelsea. I am reading A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes for Professor Plum. Woohoo, Professor Plum. 55% in. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You've already made so much progress. Meanwhile, I just started my Room 3 book. It's fine. Everything's fine. Good afternoon and evening. Got home from work, changed, out a load of laundry in, and decided to read before everyone else gets home. Woohoo! Very nice. Very productive, too. Everyone's getting a lot of stuff done. Hi, everyone. Hi, Lotta. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all feeling amazing. I think we're feeling pretty good today, feeling as good as we can on a Monday for us. I'm still on the first book. That's okay. I've been so busy, but hoping to get far during these sprints. Yes, hopefully so. And yeah, don't worry. A lot of people are behind. But meanwhile, Christina is demonstrating almost done with Room 3. So nice spectrum.
Like everyone's everywhere.
Yeah. Everyone's everywhere all at once. It's fine. Okay. Didn't read. That's okay, Kelly. Looking after my grandson. Well, that's fun. So that's totally fine. Also being responsible. And now I just randomly decided to make a tray of Christmas crack with a little peppermint extract. Whoa. I don't know really what that is. Is that like almost like
hardened, or at least how I make it? It's hardened chocolate with like candy in it, and then you harden it, like you melt the chocolate, put the candy in it, and then it hardens, and you break it into smaller bit.
Ooh.
That's
That
how
sounds
I make it. Now, Tina, you may make it completely differently and be like, "That's not what I made." So
This is
like
this
no.
Christmas candy.
Yeah, it sounds, I mean, the peppermint sounds delicious. Nicole, a fellow co-host for Team White, is on page 118 of 189 of Ace. Oh my gosh, what sexuality reveals. Awesome. That's also Nell's, one of her host favorites, a very rare nonfiction among our host favorite list, which is great to see. Finished reading Princess Ever After, and now started the book for the Room 3 prompt. Yahoo! Congratulations, Mia. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it being a graphic novel was also probably a really nice palate cleanser and a great trick for those wanting to catch up if you're a bit behind. I got to 9% of Bad Feminist. Ooh, are you finding it interesting? Are you enjoying it? Hello, Krystal. We have another co-host in the comments, this time for Colonel Mustard. Hope you're doing well. I'm sure you're kind of juggling work and things as well. Finished Astrid Parker. Not sure what I'm going to do next. Well, I hope it ended up being like an excellent read. So congratulations for finishing books. That's great. And also let us know if you need suggestions, or if it's for a prompt, maybe don't. I don't know. You choose your own discretion. I was listening to you this morning on the way to work, but couldn't comment as I was driving. Oh, that's okay. Also smart. Be safe while driving. Good decisions. Hi, Coda. Hope you're doing well. What are you reading right now? What are you doing if you're not reading? Going to be listening to I Ate Poison for Breakfast.
Nice.
what is this book?
Yeah, and also I'm wondering if I recognize it or if I don't. I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I also might not. It sounds really interesting. This is my Room 3 bonus book. Oh my gosh, Krystal, you're making us all look bad. What the heck? Already doing bonus books for Room 3?
Krystal's in the future, though. Oh, I guess
that's
it's
true.
still got the prompt at a different time, but has been like up all since the prompt dropped, right?
Yeah, she's been awake for most of the time compared to us. Okay, that makes me feel better, because I was like, oh my gosh, Krystal always makes me look bad. I have finally caught up. Okay, and going and go my reading mojo back. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, that kind of makes sense too. We kind of ebb and flow. Sometimes we feel like we're behind, and sometimes we feel like we're ahead. So, and then Christina said like peppermint bark, the Christmas crack. That's what I was almost thinking, like with white chocolate versus or something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brittany, we consider that Christmas chocolate brittle, but what we consider Christmas crack is saltine crackers with a layer of coffee and a layer of chocolate. Oh, I guess it's just like caffeine overload. Maybe that's where the crack comes from.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah. Hello, Shannon. What was it about Sad Cypress that made your favorite of the Agatha Christie books? Well, I feel like a lot of our hosts would agree with me in saying that our favorites change all the time. But with Sad Cypress, the reason why I chose it is I just think it's a really unique Christie that a lot of people don't think about, especially in regards to perspective. Poirot is kind of in the background, and our main focus is following a woman who's kind of progressively becoming unhinged, and we're wondering what happened. Like, is she, a part of this? She's admitted that she wanted certain people dead, that she's like feeling certain ways. And so it's just this really kind of interesting, a bit of an eerie tension. And it's less cozy than some of the other Golden Age books that Christie wrote. And I will say that a few people on my team have already started it or they finished it and they really enjoyed it, which makes me feel very good.
Isn't that always exciting?
Yeah,
it's people like your favorites. You're like, please like my books.
Yeah, you're like, I'm so sorry if I forced you to read a book for a prompt that you didn't like. Like, oh my gosh. So it's like, it's okay if no one likes it, but I don't want someone to be like, oh, for this prompt I have to read it and then just not enjoy it. That's like the worst feeling in the world. Which I'm sure some of you experienced when you've been hosts elsewhere, being like, here's my favorites, and then people tell you how they feel about it, and you're like, yeah, I should have expected this. Like, this is gonna happen. So yeah, I think Sad Cypress is a very fun entry into Agatha Christie that people don't think to do. A lot of times they start with the first, or like Murder on the Orient Express and other things, which is fine. But I wanted to do something a bit more unique. Astrid Parker was 5 stars, and I cried and loved it. Oh my gosh, very nice. Yeah, I love it. Sometimes that's exactly what we want to do, is cry with books. It's interesting so far. Awesome. That's the one with a bad feminist. almost done with work for the day. Very nice, Michaela. It's by Lemony Snicket, and it's great so far. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is an adult book by Lemony Snicket, right? That's what I was thinking. It's like very short. It's like a really good quick read for those who need it, I think. Hi, Chris. Finished the 3rd prompt for Team White. Another person who's just an all-star. It's fine. So now I need to find a bonus book. All right. Well, good luck. And also congratulations on entering room 3 and being ready already to go into room 4, but let's not give any ideas. Hi, everyone. Just finished everything I need to do for school. Great. An adult life. Lovely. So I'm going to dig back into lessons in chemistry. Yay. That's awesome, Maggie. Maggie does a really good job of like prioritizing important things and then reading for fun. So I'm always very impressed with that. Got about halfway through book 3 of Percy Jackson series. Very nice. Reading Wheel of Time, book 10 today. That's right. Oh my goodness. You and Nicole are just like cruising through those books. Although it probably doesn't feel that way for you, but you're already at book 10, which is crazy. Also just started Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm sure you're inspired by the book or by the movie that's coming out or came out. I'm assuming you're going to be watching that afterwards, unless you watched it, got inspired, and then decided to read it. Not Coffee. Oh, Toffee. I probably misread it. I don't even know if it said coffee, to be honest. I bet it's good with coffee too. I was like, oh, like a layer of
Toffee makes more sense.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, it's just caffeine. I was like, that's why. It's like just probably not good for those who are like against caffeine. So saltine crackers, toffee, and chocolate. Yeah, I mean, that does sound delicious. Mommy and baby are matching. So cute. Yes, you all are dressed in floral and pink. Going to take a nap. You'll have fun. Thanks, Carly. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your nap. Hello, baby. Yes, we have.
Hi.
Eloise. Eloise is like, I am busy.
Well, I kept looking over at the floor because she's just learned to crawl. So I have to be like, oh, wait. Don't grab this. Oh, don't eat this. Oh, don't do this.
Yeah.
She's no longer where you put her, which is stressful.
No.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how it's just like you stay and like, nope, I'm gonna go off, I'm gonna explore. Astrid Parker is so good. So we have another person who says that that's amazing.
Hot take. I liked Delilah Green more. And I'm very, very rare in that sentiment. I loved Astrid, but I liked Delilah more.
I haven't read Astrid's on my TBR for this month, so I'll be interested to see which one I like more. I did not like Astrid in Delilah. Well, I've been told that that's okay. Like,
yeah, my hang up is that I don't know that I can. I mean, Bree has told me to go ahead and read Astrid.
Well, Astrid's really good.
And I talked to her about it, and I was like, here's the thing, bro. I didn't, like, I want to read Iris's story because I liked Iris.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about Astrid one way or the other.
Eva told me that was common and that she has quite a character arc.
She does.
Of growth, which is needed for me to care. So I'm hoping that is true.
Yeah, I haven't read any in the series, and so I've been intrigued. And should we read it in order? Does it matter? It probably does.
Yeah, I think it probably does.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. I definitely want to read Sad Cypress now based on Leandra's comments. Oh, I hope you like it. That's so scary. Agatha Christie novels are comfort books for me. Oh, yeah. And honestly, it's a quick read. It's really nice. A few people, I know one person in the Plum chat was like, all right, I started it and then just kept reading and now I'm done. And I was like, oh, yay. I'm glad you just got through it. So it is a very like quick read for those who like need that. And I find it very fast paced and easy. Like it's not a slog. Do you all have a reading routine when you go to read a book? How do you deal with disruptions? That's a good question. I fortunately live alone. And so my only disruption is myself because sometimes I'm the worst distraction in the world. But how do you three, since you all three have children and probably have bigger distractions?
Yeah. I just kind of have to deal with that's part of reading.
Yep.
There's no time unless everyone is asleep in this house that I would get an uninterrupted 15, 20 minutes. Like, that's just not going to happen. So I just kind of am used to it. Like, I just pause forever. I used to really want to like get to the end of a chapter. I'll stop anywhere in a book now because it's just like I just can't. So you just have to. Yeah, I think you get used to it after a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just kind of read until someone interrupts me, and then I keep going.
Pretty much.
I mean, for me, it depends on who's doing the interrupting. See what I'm saying? If it's one of the kids, I will like whatever. If it's like Mr. Reading with Neva, he tends to get a death glare, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Were you listening to your book?"
I will say,
no.
I agree with that statement completely, because if an adult will interrupt me, I will point to my headphones in my ear and be like, I can't hear you. Give me a second. Like, let me pause
and here's
it.
the worst is I started wearing these like around the house, like if everybody else is home, and he'll still start talking to me like I can hear him, and I'll be like, did you say something? Or he'll be like, gee, I'm talking to you, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and he'll be like, oh, I thought you were watching a show. No, sir, I'm listening to my book, and you have rudely interrupted me.
Aaron tries to talk to me all the time when my headphones are in, and then I go, what? And then he tells me something, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I start to read again, and he goes, oh, and I'm like, okay, tell me if you want to have a discussion, that's totally fine. But I thought it was like a one-off comment, and then
I'm not gonna lie, when he does that to me, like he knows that he's been doing it too often, because I'll start interrupting him while he's watching his TikTok videos. Because that's the thing that he does with headphones in, and he'll be like, right? And I'll be like, yeah, see, it's just so annoying, isn't it, when people be interrupting you?
Yeah.
How do you feel? Yeah, so that's the various things. It's just depending on who it is, if we are kind, if we bestow kindness upon them, or if they get the wrath of the reader.
Yeah. The children don't know any better and usually do actually need us. So
yeah. There's kind of an obligation to be like, oh, this human is dependent on me.
Right.
So close to finishing my audio. That is lovely. Another graphic novel I read was Watchmen. I love how we've got all these graphic novel suggestions. I can't wait to watch holiday book hauls later this year. Oh yeah, I love watching book. Me too. I love watching book hauls, but I have to say, I actually prefer watching book unhauls. I find it for some reason, therapeutic. Even if I don't really unhaul books myself very often, I'm like, yes, you get rid of those books.
I only like book unhauls if I know they have a pango and they read books that I like.
Then you're like, yeah. That's actually smart. That makes sense. Astrid has a journey, apparently. Good. Haven't watched it yet. I only movie first on accident. Yeah, that's what I tend to do too. Except with Heartstopper. I read the corresponding graphic novels after each season, but usually book first. Yeah, that makes sense. Astrid expands heavily on why Astrid is the way she is. It's a lot easier to empathize with her in Astrid than in Delilah. I mean, that makes sense, especially if, like, for her book, we focus more on her and we get more answers. My cat is always disrupting my reading, especially if I'm holding a Kindle. She won't listen to my pleas for personal quiet time. And she's like, no, pet me now. Yeah, animals is kind of the same realm of children. It's like, they don't understand. You're on this earth for me, right? It's like, yeah, I am. But also, I loved Delilah so much that I can't imagine Astrid is better. Well, one way to find out. Read it. Order matters a lot. That said, if you are desperate and don't mind spoilers, it's not a big deal. No, I respect the order. I think that makes sense.
I feel like you would need the background information of the things that happen in the prior. Like I don't think. I mean, I think technically they're written as like a series of standalones. You know what I mean? Like if you,
I don't know, because I think you need to like know Astrid probably the way she was.
Yeah.
You know, because I think it'd be confusing to meet Astrid from book 2 and then go back to read Astrid from book 1.
Yeah, that would be too jarring, I think.
Right, because it's so different from like most companion novels where they make the next book character likable so that you're excited to read the next book.
Yeah,
did not decide to do that with Astrid Parker.
She decided to go a different path.
We went a different path.
Yeah. I liked Astrid better, but I've heard different views on that. I think it depends on which one of the two you identify with more. That's true. And that happens in a lot of series. I think that follow different couples or different protagonists. I'm hoping to read Sounds Like Rice in this month. Oh, Sounds Like Rice in this month as my first Agatha Christie.
Nice.
I don't know what this title is. Maybe is this a typo? Tina, let us know. I'm hoping to read Sad Cypress. What a weird typo. Sounds like rice. I was like, oh, sounds like rain or something. Like, what is this? Like, I was like, is it a cozy but with food? I don't know. Okay, Sad Cypress this month as my first Agatha Christie. Yeah, I'd be really interested to see what you think about it. I think it's really fun. Again, it's not one that people tend to think to start with, but I think it's very fun. My kids just start talking to me. They don't care. That's very funny. Yeah, whether you have headphones in or not. Yeah, that sounds about right. Honestly, you'll get a spoiler on who gets together with who, but that's about it. Okay. Ready Player One is another great YA for sure. And that one's a series, of course, too. So this probably isn't news to anyone else, but I just got a new iPad and I was able to copy my Libby to my iPad so that it's on both that and my phone. It's a game changer. Yeah, that is
smart.
awesome.
I don't know why.
Yeah, they give you like if you have it on your phone, you can go in and you can it'll walk you through how to like get the code, so you have it on both devices. I don't really personally love Libby on my iPad, so I have not kept it on there, but it is an option.
Yeah, the only thing I've ever done with Libby is like send it to my Kindle. So I can send my ebooks from Libby to my Kindle. But that's like the only like additional device I have beyond my computer. But that is nice.
I really wish I could do that. Send ebooks to your Kindle. You can't in Canada, which is really irritating.
I think it's an American thing only for Libby.
Yeah, but it also doesn't work on Hoopla. Like it's really weird. I'm not fun. And yeah, Tina, don't worry. Speech to text. It's not on you. We're gonna blame the AI on that one. We're shows that they don't have good ears yet. Anyways, so we're were we fans of Narnia and Golden Compass growing up, the books and adaptations? I never watched and never seen. I know that's kind of crazy. Yeah,
I haven't really either.
I have no idea what the hell the Golden Compass is, but Narnia, yes, and they had like an adaptation before the adaptations that people know now of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe from like the 90s that I had on VHS, which I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like the newer adaptations are fine, like they're good, like I like them, you know what I mean? And they went further into the story with those ones. But I really do prefer the 90s adaptation of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I just felt like it was better. I don't know. But I mean, I still like Narnia. I don't know how well it's necessarily aged.
It doesn't hold up well as adults, but I loved it when I was a kid.
But it's still like a series that I like to like revisit, you know, for nostalgia.
Nostalgia factor.
If I read it now as an adult for the first time, I don't think that I would enjoy it.
No.
Oh, totally. I feel like that certain series, a lot of people feel that way depending on what it is. My 12-year-old daughter steals my phone a lot. I'm a mean mom who won't get her a phone yet. No, you're not. It makes sense. 12-year-olds, I mean, depending on what the phone is and what they're using it for, I understand your choice. So I need access to the books. Yeah. Krystal says that she can do it in Australia. So,
rude.
Maybe
I was gonna say, I was like, Canada, just why?
Maybe it's because y'all are technically Kobo people.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably why. But Kobo only works with like Indigo, like the actual Indigo books. Like you can't use it with Amazon or anything, so it's not.
It would be like if America was like mainly the Nook, and then you could only use it through Barnes and Noble.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. And then Tina asks, could you do the opposite to my iPad to iPhone? Because I definitely don't know my library card information.
Yes, you can do it the opposite way too. You have to go in, you have to download the Libby app to whatever device it is, and then it'll walk you through how to get the code so that it'll copy everything over.
Also,
Okay.
real quick, I came on to say hi to you all, but I have to dip because I have to go to circus.
Okay, you have fun. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Hi. Yeah. All right, I'll see y'all later.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, our lovely queen. So let me boom, boom, boom. There we go. I think you can in Canada, but only with a few versions.
Interesting. Because
Might
my
have to
will not
investigate.
do it.
Yeah. I've read some Batman and Superman comic books too. More suggestions. I have friends here in NS.
Yeah, Nova
And
Scotia. Are they
Nova
Kobo though
Scotia.
and not
Okay.
Kindles since they're e-readers? I wonder if they're Kobos because you can definitely send to Kobo. I just don't think they
Okay.
make sense. Kindle.
Yeah.
And why?
And I know, like, with Hoopla, like, we can't send to our Kindle because they don't have, like, they want you to do everything for Hoopla in app. So, like, I don't use, like, I only use Hoopla for audiobooks because I'm
Right.
not trying to read. Well, I
Yeah,
also
like on your
use it for
phone or on the
graphic
computer
novels.
or something.
Yeah, I also use it for graphic novels because I can put Hoopla on I have Hoopla on my iPad for graphic novels. But I don't use it for ebooks because I don't read ebooks on my iPad.
Yeah. And then Elizabeth wants to know how Neva's still awake. Pure strength. She is amazing.
Oh no, I slept.
I was
this
gonna say
morning.
you
Okay.
slept all day, didn't you?
Yeah,
I
I was
went
gonna say
to
you took a
bed.
nap, you slept,
Yeah,
and then you
after
woke up.
after I got off of sprints with Brooklyn, I waited for Mr. Reading and Even to get home from taking the boys to school. Because Austin had a friend that was hanging out, and then yeah, I went to bed. I was like in bed by 9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. So we had it on VHS. Like, I guess I just assumed it was. I never looked at like the copyright date. It probably was from 1979. Like, to be honest, I just know that we had it on VHS because we were too poor to have TV. So back in the day,
Yeah, I mean, TV was expensive. TV is
all
expensive
we had
now.
was like
Yeah.
PBS. You know what I mean? Like, we had whatever you could get like off the satellite.
Mhm.
But yeah, it probably is that version. I don't know. Probably.
OMG, I just saw a video on IG and people are saying reading smut is cheating. Why do people, we had this discussion not long ago about the idea of like what's cheating. I think, was it on your sprints, Brittany, or no, Breeze? I think you guys are talking about audiobooks is cheating.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
That's right.
cheating?
And I just don't understand the reason that we need to police people's hobbies.
I think
This is not, we are not doing great, thing. It's reading. Like, this is not as intense as people are making it. Like, it
so
doesn't.
as a smut reader who's had this comment made to me, especially on months where I'm very smut heavy, which tends to be when I'm depressed. Okay. I've had comments like this where they said like, can we read real books, like that kind of thing. It's weird to me because I feel like people that have this take, either you've never tried an audiobook in your life. You know what I mean? Because I've never necessarily thought that audiobooks were cheating for anyone else. I thought that, like, I mean, there was a point in time where I was like, no, the only way for me to feel like I've accomplished something is to read with my eyes. Clearly that's changed. But I feel like when it comes to smut, people just assume that all we're reading is like porn in a book, which, like, I'll give you this. Sometimes we read for
Sometimes we do. Yeah.
But even so, it's like some people read books that take them to different galaxies or have witches in them or have dragons. And it's like, where are we drawing the line here about like what we're choosing to have?
Or dark romance, because I feel like dark romance is just lumped in with smut, like it's just lumped together. That I've like reviewed or talked about where people like hear me talking about it. Also has plot to it.
Correct.
So like it has some kind of storyline where we're following someone from, beginning, middle, and end, and there's some kind of an arc to the story, like, something is happening there. So I feel like it's a weird take to be like, oh, you're cheating because you choose to only read smut. So then are we cheating if all we read, like, are romance readers cheating? If all they
Yeah.
read is romance?
Right.
And it's just a matter of disrespecting genres.
Like, I've heard some fantasy readers be like, well, romance, it's easier to read, so it doesn't count as much as reading a fantasy book. And I'm like, who says?
And there's also,
Yeah.
like,
Easy is relative.
I've had to unsubscribe from romance readers who want to gatekeep the fact that, like, oh, if you don't read romance, this isn't the channel for you. I don't have to read romance to watch your content, bro.
No.
Like, maybe
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
liked you as a person until you said that.
Yeah, like let's just
Go right now.
be friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, aren't we allowed to like just enjoy and support each other? In
I
reading
also
Do not understand.
I also think it's weird when people in the book community think that everyone should read the same thing, because if we all read the same thing, then we're all talking just about the same books over and over and over and over and over again. Like, me and Brittany have very differing tastes when it comes to certain books.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leander and I mean, Leander reads a lot of classics. I'm sorry, Leander, like, you are so cool for that. I could never. But I enjoy listening to Leander talk about the classics that she's read. I'm not going to read them because Leander read them for me. You know what I mean?
And there are also very certain types of classics as well, because I'm someone who doesn't like to read certain kinds, but like I'll read like a mystery classic. So even then, there is a certain niche of the types of classics people read, and it's like, and also there are some smutty books that I know that I will not touch, that I can simply enjoy through Brittany and through Neva. And you know what? You all read ogre smut, you all read bird smut. Do what you want, and I'll enjoy.
I did not sign up for that.
We're not doing
like
smut.
I know. I was really excited for it. I wanted you guys to do that so I could like
maybe
maybe
I'll make a video where I just read it by myself. I'm kind of scared though. Like, what the hell is a were turkey? I just
don't ever need to know what a were turkey is.
Because, like, do they all, like, does this person only turn into a turkey at Thanksgiving?
But is it a wolf that turns into a turkey, or a turkey that turns into a wolf? And when are they human?
Or is it a human that turns into a turkey at Thanksgiving?
I feel like that's worse. That's worse.
Because a werewolf,
though. That makes sense.
A
werewolf is a human that turns into a wolf.
Right, at the full moon.
And these are the kind of conversations that people come to us for.
So maybe
deep conversations about what is
we're getting to the truth here.
So
this
maybe
is
it's
book news.
Maybe it's a man that turns into a turkey on Thanksgiving Day, which makes it even way creepier, I feel, but like, that's fine.
People are questioning. Coda's imagined. Just we are. I'm glad that no one else is like, I'm not. I don't. Why am I here? Why am I on this part of BookTube?
I just love that we honestly have like legitimate questions. Like we're trying to solve world peace with like, what is a were turkey?
Yeah, this is the key.
It's
saving world hunger. Like, this is the key.
Yeah.
Like, we need to.
This is the round table of what is a were turkey.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're making Krystal's manager be like, what is she doing? And of course, can Krystal explain? Can you go there with your manager?
So maybe.
Oh yeah, exactly. Let them know. Hey, we are discussing books. We're talking about work here. That's exactly what we're doing.
Right. Research. That's what we're doing.
Exactly. Research. If there's werewolves, were turkeys, what else can there be? Where blank. The world is our oyster.
I just feel
like be inspiring to some people.
I just feel like it's an interesting concept. I mean, I don't know who's writing this, but
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, Krystal's researching. Good. Yeah. Let us know what you find. Let's see here. Let's do another sprint. How about we do 45 minutes, if that sounds good to others?
It
does. And yes, Krystal, you tell your manager you're doing research. This is hard hitting. You and your company are gonna be the first to hit the scene when were turkey smut becomes worldwide news. I mean, we had blue alien smut. The next on the frontier is were turkey smut. I feel it. Let's all put our investment in the stock market. Were turkeys. It's the next GameStop. Anyways, reading books should not have judgment. I agree. Let's end on that positive note there and enter a sprint. I will see everybody in 45 minutes. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Well, welcome back. How did everyone do in the comments? I ended up just reading a little bit more. I got distracted, had a little bit of a snack, and I will say it's intriguing. But this main character. He's suspicious. He's super creepy. He's like he's a bit of a womanizer. He's aware of like he's watching other women. There's this. I don't know. This Dorothy Hughes, I'm assuming she's trying to say something about the male gaze, but we'll see how it goes. Brittany, how did you do?
I got to page 170, so I'm on the last chapter that I wanted to get done before I switch books. So I'll finish that and then switch in the next sprint.
Woohoo, nice. And Neva, how did you go?
Made dinner, having some pasta, and I got to 23% of my book, so we're making headway here.
Yeah.
It started getting slow, but I'm liking it now. So
good. It's always tough when it starts off slow and you're like, is it gonna pick up or is this the pace? Is this where we're at?
I had high hopes because Brittany liked this book.
Yes.
So I had high hopes.
I gave this 5 stars, and so did Bree.
I had high hopes because with dragons, usually Brittany does not steer me wrong. You know?
Thank you. I appreciate that glowing recommendation of my dragon loves.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Brittany, dragons, 5 stars. 3 things that of course go together. And then we ended up, I think, right when we were heading in, Ali said I had to look it up. Stuffed by the Where turkey. Shifter Holiday Erotica is on KU and is 13 pages long.
So when I saw this comment, because I came down and it was starred, so it got my attention. Obviously, this is for a live thing that Neva and us are planning. But we had kind of this was like a funny option. This was not really one of the ones.
Yeah.
It's only 13 pages long. We could technically like do the one we're planning and also this one because it's
just
only
kind of tag this on.
You could read this one first.
I'm kind of
just as like an experiment. If it's only 13 pages, that's
do
like.
You want to start off there, or do you want to end there?
That's 10 minutes of a sprint.
That's what I mean. Like it's so fast. Like we could definitely totally also do that.
Yeah, and it's kind of up to you to decide at the beginning or at the end.
This is not that long, you know?
You gotta give the people what they want.
But do we end on it or do we start on it though?
I think we end on it. Because
it's
how
gonna
do
be
you read something else after this? And also then if people don't want to read this, they can like hop off at the end. You know?
Yeah, you can be like, all right, this is where we're done. If you want to,
we're now switching to this weird 13-page.
A Thanksgiving, a Shifter Holiday Erotica, but it's only 13 pages long. So she's saying we could end on it because how do you read something after you read?
You can't go from that to something else.
Yeah,
especially if we end up picking a book like we did that one time where it was like actually decently written.
Well, I think we're doing the one that Krystal sent us.
I don't know which one that is. Hold on.
The one that Krystal helped us download.
Could you put a poll in the Discord?
Yeah, for the name. Which, if people would like to go do that, that'd be super helpful because we need to vote on the name. I did. I'll send a picture of the one that I think we're doing to you in this next sprint.
And then I just posted, just letting everyone know that I updated the description, and then you can follow all of the co-hosts, including those who are here now, including Rainey, who was here earlier, and then everyone else, especially because we're going to be doing so many sprints throughout the month. We have Jess here. Hello. Just got home from work, ready to read a book or two. Yes, I love to see it, especially because Jess is on Team Plum. 204 of 279 pages. Nice, Kelly. I read 34 pages of my additional prompt book. I also made breakfast and did dishes. Lovely. There was no reading, folded and switched laundry and did some dishes. That was a productivity sprint for sure. Hey there, I joined sometime during that sprint. Welcome, Katy. I'm reading Strawberry Lane for the third room prompt for Team Scarlet. Yay, at 54%. Would you ever participate in a readathon where you read books in genres that you never read? I think it depends. I think I could, but for me, I typically try to rely on my physical TBR and then just what I happen to get from the library. So if it's a genre I don't tend to read, I probably don't own it, and that would make it really difficult for me to participate fully. So
I am a bit of a chameleon reader. So I read almost every genre. Like even I say I don't read horror, but that's not true because I do read gothic horror. So like I really do read everything to varying degrees. Like obviously there's certain genres I read more of because they're my favorite, but there wouldn't be a genre that's coming to mind that I'm like, oh no, I don't read that. Like
I'm kind of the same. And I mean, I'm not a historical fiction reader, but if it was a readathon around that, I would even give that a chance because I feel like there's some kind of historical fiction that I would enjoy. Because I do read
well, genre blending. There's a lot of genre blends that do
technically
historical mysteries, historical fantasy.
I mean,
well, like Evelyn Hugo.
Technically, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry would be historical fiction, and I love that book.
Yeah.
And so would To Kill a Mockingbird. Like, both of those would be, you know what I mean? So, when I say I don't like historical fiction, I think I mean that I don't like... I'm not a huge, period reader. Yes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, kings and queens and stuff, unless it's in fantasy, I'm just not a huge, I don't really want to read it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Christina finished room 3 and submitted. Congratulations. My Stuff Your Kindle books have been a disaster. My 4-star books are unicorn.
That's
yeah. I needed to look. Yeah, thank you so much for looking for us. I think that helped everybody actually to varying degrees. But I'll download again next month's Stuff Your Kindle. Yeah, always another opportunity. It looks like it's about 1.5 stars on Amazon. Great. Not surprising.
That's what I would expect from Where Turkey.
Yep, exactly. Hello, Amy. We have another co-host in the comments this time for Team Peacock. She's the co-host with Kelsea, who was also here not long ago. This is a little bit of reading. This is where I wish I could process audiobooks. Then I could do things with my hands and still read. Yeah, definitely understand. And also understandable that audiobooks aren't for everybody, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And now everyone is home. Yay! Now there's more distractions. Woohoo! I try to read everything, but I doubt I love to do westerns or violent horror. Also, an entire month of one genre, that I think that isn't super realistic unless you're a one genre type of person. In one month, I typically only read 1 or 2 books per genre, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. Last month we did Smuttober and I was dead. Hello.
Hi, Ari. How are you?
Hi, Ari.
Good.
That's good.
I don't read graphic novels or manga, so if that was the big focus, I couldn't do it. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Do graphic novels only count for 100 pages, even if the graphic novel is 300 pages, for instance? Yes. Yeah, so what you can do is if you read, say 3 volumes of manga or something like that, you do 300 pages, but one single volume of manga or graphic novels is just 100 pages. If it's less than that, there are some graphic novels that are even less than that, then you do the lower page count. So if you read a graphic novel, it's 50 pages because it's maybe a comic kind of version of it, then you shouldn't then bump it up to 100. The idea is trying to be fair. So yeah, for sure. Now on to Fourth Wing, hoping to finish before bed. Well, good luck. Oh my goodness, so much productivity. I will say that my goal is to end sprints at 7 because I'm joining Danny over at Danny Dabbles at 7 p.m. And so what I'm thinking is we can do this very quick speaky bit, and we're done now. Do 30 minutes, come back very quickly, and just thank everyone for being here and being so nice and just joining and being productive. And then then we can move over to Danny's because I don't think there's any other Get a Clue readathon sprints.
Not tonight, unless someone. I think Meredith has them, but at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Sounds good. So yeah, so let me get us into a quick 30-minute sprint. And then at least we can say for most of these 4 hours, we've been sprinting because I know we love to chat. But we can at least say that we've been productive. Yeah, exactly. We've done about like an hour and 45 minutes already. Adding this on, it'll be over 2 hours. So feeling good. Okay, we'll see everybody in 30 minutes. Hello, everybody. Because I can stop sharing that. I hope everyone had a really successful sprint. If you want to put in the comments how you did. I ended up reading probably another half of a chapter. I feel as though I'm finally kind of understanding what's going on, and I'm definitely intrigued. Like, this is kind of a creepy read, and I'm really enjoying it. Meanwhile, Brittany's reading something very cozy. How did you do?
Well, I finished the chapter and then I switched to the Scarlet Veil and made it to 53% of that. So
Nice.
this is what I'm going to focus on probably for the rest of the night because I need to get further through this.
Yeah, lovely. And you're enjoying it still?
I'm middle. I don't know what I think about this, to be honest.
Okay.
It's
Mhm.
reading somewhat like a bully romance, which is not something that I particularly enjoy. But I'm
Mhm.
hoping that now that we're at the 50% point and the romance hasn't really started yet. So I'm hoping
Mhm.
as it starts, it gets something more that I will enjoy.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll see what other people think as you continue with your buddy read too with like other Teen Scarlet members. So, Neva, how did you do?
I got to 29% and watched some of this WWE that Mariah's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I've completed another section on this gigantic diamond painting.
Nice.
Yay! Good job.
That's great.
Christina is 4 hours left in Fourth Wing, and second book will be here when I get up. Thanks for the sprints, of course, Christina. Thanks for being here. Finished Fourth Wing. Amy did. Congratulations! Woohoo! On to your next read. Lovely. Read another chapter. Thanks for the sprints. Of course. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. If you want more sprints, you can always go to Danny Dabble's channel, danny.dabbles. She's not a part of the Get a Clue Readathon, but she is hosting sprints tonight. And the next person for Get a Clue Readathon will be Meredith, who's hosting at about, I think we were saying it's going to be late in the night for us.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, for us on the Eastern EST, it will be very late for us. 219 out of 279 pages. Awesome. You're so close to the end. Got through another 10%. It's a cute book. Lovely, Katy. I hope you're in the mood for a cute book. Just finished my book for prom 3. Good job, Mia. Woohoo. Other people finished their books today. That's awesome. Kindle is charging now. Thank you for the sprints. Time to run some errands before I get on other sprints. Sounds great. Thanks for stopping by, Elizabeth. Cool Gamer, hello. We're about to end, though. And so for those who want to continue sprinting elsewhere and just don't know where to go, feel free to click this link that I've sent you. It'll take you to Danny. She's very sweet. She's hosting her own bucket listathon. So yeah, we'll be productive over there. Okay, well, thanks everyone for being here. Thank you, Brittany and Neva, for joining me. I really appreciate it. I was glad I wasn't alone during these sprints.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, literally anytime. So excited that Danny will be doing Sprint 6. Me too. Woo. Okay, because I don't want to go too far into hers because hers starts at 7, I'm going to end the sprint or the stream here. But thanks, everybody, and we will see you all very soon. Okay, bye.